Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of May, 2023, and we're looking at this Hasbro Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Epic Heroes series. This is Rocket Raccoon, and he comes with the Galactic 2-in-1 spaceship, which I wasn't really after. I only wanted Rocket, so I already paid a lot of money, 209 ringgit and 90 cents, which is around about 40 quid for a tiny figure. Though the spaceship might have some possibilities, but the fact it's got a handle on it really sort of drives me insane. Okay, so let's go look at the box. Rocket looks pretty cool there. I just reviewed the Marvel Legends series from this same Volume 3. So I'm looking at them together a bit later. That looks a bit naff because there's nothing, just a couple of handles and the open thing. The ship looks okay, except there's a handle when it shoots things. No! On the back, get a better look. That's like Rocket's actual size, which is not bad. This is okay, I guess, and in there's okay, but that handle, maybe I'll look at removing that and seeing if I can do anything with it to look better about it. Comes with 3 blast lance missiles, whatever. Not much else to see on the sides and back. Looks pretty cool, and I'm going to open this up in a second. We'll get into this. If you like sort of content, consider joining the Patreon. Link in the description below, also in the top right of your screen now. We get to see all the videos as soon as uploaded, no longer waiting around 1 week, 3 weeks, 2 months, etc. Okay, I'll be back in an instant with this thing unboxed. Stay tuned. Okay, here they are, and I've got to say this, Rocket is fantastic, much better than he actually looks, and the scaling of him to the spaceship and is all put together is pretty damn cool. And yes, you can assemble the spaceship, as you can see, without the handle and the sort of a rocket launcher little thingy, which is quite fun, but not for me when I have my ships and whatnot. Now, there are some bad things. For the price, the spaceship is like, and it's got some real classic cheapskates things going on, i.e. the inside of this plastic is just not shaped or molded or sculpted. It's just like the internal structure, and there's got a design flaw. You can't actually open the cockpit unless this little shuttle part is not inside there. So you could use it like, I guess, in Star Wars with the Jedi starfighters that had like the hyperspace rings or whatever it is that they they use, possibly like that, I guess. Let's get a look at Rocket quickly first. Then we'll look at the spaceship and the shuttle and features, then come back to Rocket. No, we'll just go Rocket first with articulation and the spaceship and the spaceship, shuttle and features. Here's Rocket. Looks pretty cool. Face sculpt is not bad, to be fair. Very, very nice looking. If we look at articulation, he has a left and a right. There is a small up and down and not really side to side. Shoulders all around on one, the other one not really, because you've got that little shoulder side there, that little pauldron of sorts. To the side he gets 90 on both. Bicep bend, very reminiscent of your sort of B25 acid rain weld and sort of articulation system on the elbows. Gets a decent elbow bend, all things considered. Wrists, I'm hoping there's no turn, but he does pivot from the shoulder and the bicep. Waist, there's nothing. Hips, this is reminiscent of the Mattel system on their sort of Jurassic Park figures and the DC lines I did before. We've got that the crutch piece stays down and the hips go to the side, which is alright. Forwards is decent. Backwards is okay, and they start to go to the side. Tail is just a pin, so it's just the left and the right, and you should better just pin that out, I think. Pull it out somehow. I'm going to get just like a child figure. Single kneecap, it's not 90 degrees, but it's okay. You can twist from the knee, from the boot, but there's no ankle articulation. For the size, it's got good articulation, better than your Star Wars mission fleet. Probably, I'd say, better than your Fortnite legendary micro suits, which he will scale with very well. Particularly if you take off that tail, put a different head in there, look fantastic. In fact, that head should just be a simple pop-off, but very, very big. And he's going to scale really well with your obviously other Guardians of the Galaxy stuff in this size. Now, there has been a previous release of a 1/18 scale Rocket Raccoon, but had 0 articulation, as far as I remember, or just maybe just the head. I'll put a link in the top right for you if you want to see that review. But this is a great figure. If this was sold just as is, I think Hasbro will be selling loads of them. People will be buying them up to do all sorts of customs and whatnot and make kids and so forth. Great figure. Okay, so this ship, this is what I'm talking about. It looks not bad, give it a paint job. You look inside, look, you've got all these hollow pieces you can see inside here and whatnot, which is not, it's ugly. And you can see the clips in there. Which is, come on, Hasbro. For the price I paid, I expect a bit more than that. You know, it's just a bit... You could get some sort of card and cover it up and whatnot. You can't cover this part. That's how the spaceship slides in and slides out. The engines are okay, but there's no details. Barely any detail on the outside. Inside there's nothing. You know, it's just a bit... The rings are pretty cool. I reckon with a paint job, though, and some sort of plastic card going around the inside, you want to put the time into it. Even if it's just plain, just smooth, it will just make a big difference to this. The actual shuttle should, he says... Yeah. There we go, slide out there. Bit more detail on this. Nice on the sides going towards the engine, but the engine's got no hollow. You've got a little slot there. Not sure what that slot is for, because nothing slots in that. Maybe there's a future something for that, or maybe... No, you can't slot the handle into that. If anyone knows what this groove is for, this slot, let me know, so I haven't figured that out yet. Nothing articulation on the wings. Anything that opens is the cockpit, and all you've got is two handles and a big chair. Now, to be fair, you can put a regular size 1/5 scale figure in it, I would imagine, and it'd be great. If we get Rocket, get his tail to the side or upwards even, hands, arms and legs forwards. He can sit in. Can he grab the handles? I think it might be a bit of a strain for him to grab the handles. Yeah, he'll struggle to grab the handles, but he can sit in nicely. Yeah, but he's going to be rattling around as soon as you close that and start flying around your house. Or he doesn't want to sort of stay still for me. He can fit in easily. If we try another figure in there, and I don't have any other of the Guardian Galaxy figures on hand at the moment. I do have the other ones from the previous release, the box sets and so forth. But I will grab I'll use my Moff Mandu again because he's such a great Fortnite figure. And he's got these ears, he's a bit bulky, so this will give us a good idea how bulky figures will fit in there. It's a semi-seated position, so sort of that angle there appears to be. Ooh, it's going to be close, Moff Mandu. There's actually his feet that are stopping it from closing. His ears just about fit. So he's just a touch too big to fit in. If I do his feet forward, will that work? I don't think it will, you know, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, you can see the feet are just sort of touching. Ooh, that is almost there. It's got a bit of a smile going on. So your figures should fit. If they're just a touch smaller than Moff Mandu here, or got a better dorsiflexation, I think you might get them to fit with it shut nicely. So it's just his feet stopping from shut. So it's not bad. Let's get an idea of a size. They tell us how big already, Rocket is. Come on, stand up straight. I don't want you to be leaning forward, so you can you want to fall over all the time. Stand straight for me. See if we need ankle articulation. Maybe his arms can counterbalance him. Okay, so Rocket is standing up. Let's get a zoom in and focus on him. And they tell us on the box, but let's just double check. So he is about 5.5, or yeah, they said 5.74. That appears to be right. Now, if I compare him to Marvel Legends Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Rocket, who I've got here next to him, you've got like a nice father and son team going on there. And you can see the size difference. So one is around about 8 and one is 5 something. So there's a good 2 cm plus in it. Now if I compare him to a regular 1/18 scale, in fact I've got a Groot. I think, let me just grab my Groot and we'll have a quick look. So give me a second. Okay, I've picked up my group from the previous 1/18 scale Guardians of the Galaxy release, and he's a big boy. He's going to look fantastic. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at that. That just looks fantastic. Shame the blues don't quite match on the uniforms, but you get an idea of how small he is there. In fact, if I have the Marvel Legends version next to him, even that would work as well. So you've got like a good variance in height there. Now if I grab a normal 1/18 scale figure, I just had Moff Mandy. Let's use him again now. Let me use Snap from Fortnite, who's a great figure with a great head sculpt. I'll stick him on the other side here. And you can see how he scales with other 1/18 scale figures, because Groot is absolutely massive and does look pretty damn cool. I do like that a lot. Okay, let's put Snap away. Let's put my Groot. I've got about 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. I might buy some more. Got plans. Whether I ever get around to doing them, I don't know. Get an idea of size on the actual ship. So the little escape pod shuttle has to go backwards. This is about 16.5, 17 cm long and about 13.5 wide, and the depth is about 5.5 again. Now the actual big engine part, God, that is rather large. It's beginning to grow on me, this part, just with more detail. So lengthwise, you can barely get it in the picture. We are looking at approximately 18 to 19 cm. Width for the widest point is around about 50. I'm telling you, I'm taking the wrong measurements. Is about 20. Length is about 28, 29. Sorry. Width wise in cm is around about 25, 25 and a half. And then height wise, zoom out a little bit. Like this, you can see is coming on 21 approximately cm. What's he like? Around about 20, 19 and a half, 20 cm. So it's quite big. It is growing on me. But as I said, you need to repaint. I'd want to eventually cover the insides with something, and because that's just a bit annoying. But the way the ship goes in by going to little grooves in the engines here is pretty cool. Doesn't look too bad, I guess, but I'll be tempted to either stick this in with some parts cut off so it sort of sits more upright like this as opposed to down there, but it's alright. It's not a bad toy, but for 40 quid, just wish we could get that Rocket as a separate piece, and that would be awesome. Okay, this is Awesome Toy signing out, saying please like, share, subscribe. Consider joining the Patreon, link in the video description below, along with discount codes from various great online sellers. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.